Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
Nobody is your brother. I've had DJ Khaled. Everybody done told me I'm your brother. Do not believe that shit.
Lord have mercy, Kane.
That is the
Man, you know you're going to get me in trouble, man.
You gonna get us in trouble.
What you mean? How gonna get us in trouble?
All that, but I mean, but no, I mean, when I say shit like DJ Khaled, it's very apparent.
Yeah.
Like DJ Khaled knows how to move. He knows how to, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell, guys. And also download my app, Boss Talk 101 app on the Apple and Google store. Man, listen, man, DJ Khaled brought up an interview by T-Pain where he sat down with Shannon Sharpe and he had something to say about that friendship stuff and that brother stuff. And I wanted to get all the way into it because I think I can speak on it. My boy Dre, New York, New Jersey, East Coast is in the building. How you doing, man?
Man, good, man. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Yeah, happy belated Thanksgiving, man. Yeah, I know you boys and ate turkey all week. It's all good.
Yeah. I was at a lot of single mothers' houses eating my tank top in front of their children and popping their hand if they don't you touch this table too much.
Oh man, I want to dive all the way into it. Shannon Sharpe, that boy T-Pain sat down and. You know, it been brewing on the internet. I looked at it the other day. I was like, okay, I'm going to soon say something for it, but I like to really see how it goes sometime on the internet, man. But this thing that they're talking about is something that relative to everybody, a lot of bodies. When it comes down to friendship, we love to call people brother and hit them on the back. Hey, man, this is my brother. And I just want to talk about it for a second, Dre, and I'll give you the floor because I'm going to get all the way into it, man.
Well, me coming from me who used to run with them like that, and I'm not going to say the names because some of these dudes I'm still friends with, and some of them I'm not. But me running with that clique, I would just say one name. Just look at him and Ace Hood, right? Ace Hood was the first person to really come out and tell you the truth about Khaled like that on that type of level. When he was cold, it was just like, yo, I couldn't call Khaled. He wouldn't even pick up the phone. I'm his artist. I'm his lead artist, right?
Right.
And so when you think about it like that, listen, when businesses dissolve, right, from a micro to a macro, there's always going to be hurt feelings and people will never be the same, right? Best friends become strangers, like Nas once said. And when you think about it, just look at it from a bigger scope with Jay and Dame. You know, a lot of people don't know Jay is like Boogie's godfather, Dame's son godfather. But if you look at how they interact with each other, you would think they were mortal enemies, right?
Right.
So when you look at T-Pain, listen, when that auto-tune was cracking, T-Pain was, like he said, he was on everybody's feature. When Jay did that for auto-tune and the auto-tune sound changed, T-Pain was colder than that turkey that's in your refrigerator this morning. And so that's the difference. And he's right. Like I can speak from my own experiences. When I'm dressing rappers, when they needed, like not only did I dress rappers, if they needed like clothes or if they say, yo, Dre, you know this producer? Yeah, I know that producer. Yo, put me with that producer. All right, go ahead. I don't charge you no money. No. Go to Miami, work with this producer. Go to LA and work with that producer. That's the homie, right? I didn't get publishing. I didn't get no ends on that. But you think a lot of them answer their phone now? No.
Yeah, Dre, but you got to be real with yourself, man. This is a business, right? So 100%. I think a lot of times we have to assess this thing properly. I'm not sure. I mean, even though I'm trying to capitalize on the situation when I'm dealing with you and we talking money being pretty much had between two individuals. People are doing business, and I think a lot of times we get it misconstrued, and I think a lot of times people who are doing this know they're doing it. Their main motive is to call you brother or call you something close to you. That's to mislead you and misguide you into whatever they would want you to do for them. So I think it's quite admirable that T-Pain would speak up in this aspect, but He's done things to people himself. We're all, listen, man, you either the predator or the prey, bro. So we've all had our situations where we've capitalized on something and we look back at it and say, man, you know what? I don't know if I should even done it that way, or I didn't mean for this to turn out that way. So I don't think DJ Khaled's in a class by himself. You know, Rick Ross, another one. He went in on Birdman because of the way DJ Khaled was being treated, or that same old thing. Listen, I'm rubber, you glue type situation. It's you reap what you sow. So if you out here and you thinking you doing business and you trying to get over on the other man, it's gonna come back to you at some point. So I think they all the pot calling the kettle black, and I feel like everybody's trying to do something to uplift their families and to change their generational wealth, and they're doing all type of underhanded stuff to try to get that to happen. No matter how you look at it, I'll do this, brother. Hey, what's up, brother? And you've had it happen to you, Dre. So at the end of the day, that brother thing or that, hey man, that's my homie, man, I ain't gonna lie, that's my dude, I'm through thick and thin. And then as soon as the finances leave, as soon as the opportunity leave, as soon as you get mad because I didn't say yes to one thing, that brother thing is out the door automatically.
Absolutely. Listen, when I was deep in that industry, I would do things strictly off the relationship. Yeah, that's just how I thought. If I could turn back the hands of time, I'm telling you, I would be a little bit more about my business, right? But here's the thing. Because we know each other. If you were selling convertible bird, I'll still call you in the middle of the night. If you wasn't selling convertible bird, I'll still call you in the middle of the night, right?
Right.
Because I look at you as a counterpart, as my brother. Now, do I think if I say, yo, E, I need 20K, will you bail me out? No. But if I say, E, I'm in Dallas and one of my wives kicked me out, can I sleep on your couch? You'll probably say yes.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always levels to camaraderie, you know, and there's always ways to, but the one thing I always say, life in itself is a business, from your marriage to your friendships. If I had nowhere to go and you let me stay at your crib and I peed and defecated on your crib, guess what? That's bad business. I know good and well I can't stay at your crib again. But if I make sure everything is nice and neat and I'm respectful, and then you're like, man, Dre, what you gonna say? Man, anytime, right?
Right.
Because that's how business works. Fair exchange, even swap, no swindle. The last thing I'll say about that is, listen, is learn behavior. You know, people talk about how Puff did all of his artists dirty. You know how Puff learned it? From Andre Harrell. Andre Harrell learned it from Clive Davis, right? It's learned behavior. That's how the industry works. You know?
Well, I agree 100%.
He said, record industry rule 4080, record producers are shady, right? That's how it works. And that's just how we do it.
Wow, and I agree 100% with that. I just, when I seen this, you know, I'm a man of the good book, and it says that it's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. So, you know, in Proverbs, so I really don't, you know, equate what man's friendship to what I feel God gives me. So, you know, I'm not, and that gives me a line, to where I don't put my trust in man like that. I can't do it, man, because at the end of the day, every time I try to, you know, look and depend on man, I tatted on my back a long time ago, trust no one but God, because I know I can't rely on that, bro. I can't rely on the friendships. I done had a lot. And every time I looked around and something shook and I was facing situations in life, all them friends fell back, bro. I seen them fall back. They fall back game so cold. Now you can play yourself into thinking just cause somebody, yeah, you might put some money on your books or might go by your mama house, maybe. But a lot of time they won't even do that if you get yourself caught up in a situation where you're on lockdown. So I just don't, I knew this a long time ago. Even coming into the relationships that I'm in right today, you know, they could flex, they could fold, they could bend, they could move. And I just knew that. So when I hear T-Pain crying out about DJ Khaled, it was a perfect segue when he said what he said. He knew what he was doing. He wanted you to know that DJ Khaled did something that he didn't like. And, you know, we all got these stories. But T-Pain has done something that people don't like about him as well. If you ask artists that he's dealt with, everybody has their flaws, man. It's just, you got down on me first, man. You got down on me first,
Listen,
man.
Let me say this. And listen, I know T-Pain. I was definitely around him at that moment. Let me say this about T-Pain. The same T-Pain that's crying about what Khaled did is the same T-Pain that probably drove past one of his friends in his Bugatti while he was walking. So we got to understand how this works, right? My father used to always say, he said, boy, you got to shake the janitor's hand like you shake the CEO's hand.
That's real.
And you always got to remember that, right? And so the beautiful thing about life is what you do when stuff happens. And T-Pain had to rebound. But listen, think about it like this. No one told you to buy a $1.7 million Bugatti and then proclaim yourself broke.
Yeah, and the big chains and all that. And like I said, talented dude, bro. I mean, I'm a big, whenever I seen him perform here, I seen him at Magic last time perform a few years back. He leaves it on the stage. A dope dude in itself. I've heard great stories about him, but it don't negate the fact that there are situations where a human going to do things that they regret later on. People say, I have no regrets. Man, you think back to some of that stuff, you be like, man, I wouldn't have did that way. I did things a little bit different. That's regret. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could call it what you want, but that's you trying to figure out, like, dang, if I'd have did this, that wouldn't have happened. I could have did this, man. I made it wrong. You know, you thinking back, we reflected. And I think when you do that, just like he did right here about DJ Khaled, and he think back, there's going to be situations where you woe is me. But if you really think hard enough, you say, but I could have did this. I could have did that. There's things I could have did to make that thing better too. I could have been more business savvy, like you said earlier. I could have did this. I could have did that. And T-Pain, like I said, when you get in the game, bro, in this music business, in any business, the first years that you're into these businesses, even what I'm doing now with Boss Talk 101, you look back and say, man, I did not know that. If I'd have knew that, I would have did this. If I'd have knew that, man, I'd have been so much further. But these are things that you go through. These are things that grow and stretch you, bro. So these are things that you really need to go through so that at this point in life, T-Pain, you basically now can counteract all that and move into that wisdom mode where you can grow your business and you can be unstoppable. But a lot of times we look back at that stuff. We can't look back at it and be sad about it. We got to look back at it and grow from it. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're right. And always remember something. Hindsight is always 20/20. You know, one of my favorite things is, Prometheus, right? And Prometheus versus Epimetheus. Hindsight versus foresight. You know, my father used to always say, the wise will do first what the fool does last. But guess what? We all start out as fools.
There you go.
We end up as wise. And so that's how we have to look at these things from that perspective. You understand? If I... And you know this, and we're going to talk about this in January when I'm back in Dallas. If I wasn't a simp in my younger life, I'd have been a millionaire.
There you go.
Because I was ruling fashion. I was ruling the music. I was deep in the music industry. But no, Andre didn't know no better, right? So you can't, I always talk to all of my wives, right?
Yes.
They hear me talk about my ex-wife. And they found out what she did to me. And you know what they do? They hate her. And you know what I always tell them? She made me better.
Come on, man.
Who you speaking to now is because of what that woman did to me as a simp.
Exactly.
Period.
So you reflected to that, and it grew you. It stretched you. It made you the man you are today.
She taught me how to play chess. She taught me how to play poker with what she did. But she made me better. Like yesterday, when I'm sitting at all these mothers' tables eating in front of their kids, I tell them, if you don't learn from me, there's going to be somebody else with a dirty tank top at your kid's table eating 20 years from now. So you got to learn. I'm giving you a rite of passage. So yes, we have to understand.
Well, I think T-Pain is basically. I think he's giving you what he want to give you. But to display DJ Khaled, a lot of people say, "Oh, he's this, he's that," but everybody is motive driven and trying to figure out ways to win and leverage in a situation, and that's male and female. There's anybody that you want to look at, and you just got to basically be able to forgive the situation and look at you, reflect on what you done in order to grow yourself and be a better individual for the next hit that you're gonna take, the next pothole that you're gonna hit. You know, the next curve that you can't make, you're going to have to come on with it, man. You're going to have life throws all type of curveballs at you. And you just got to deal with this man that had millions of dollars. And you want to, ain't no sense of blaming nobody but yourself for what you've been through. You make those decisions to let people use you. Like you said earlier, the Bugatti, the big chains, all the stuff that you did that you've already admitted to, I think, it tells the story. It tells the story that you was negligent with finances early on, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all were. I remember having so much money and didn't have no home and had 10, 15 cars and parking them in front of my mama's house. As an 18-year-old, as a 17-year-old, you do certain things that you look back on and be like, wow. But as you grow, and he was a rapper that started early, you know, now you got to get better as you go, man. And now you a young man. He's a young guy still. And take it there. I mean, you know, now in 10 years from now, 2 years from now, with what you know now, I bet you setting on everything you want to set on, because you T-Pain at the end of the day. And you guys are in way better situations than most people. So all that, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You need to go out and do something for the people, whatever. I'm just saying, you guys are blessed, bro. You guys are better off than a lot of people that we've encountered, and you guys are patriarchs. That's DJ Khaled and T-Pain and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, he got his own situation over there with Gabby. Gabby done walked away with a bag. So he's still holding on, but it made him better. Hopefully he can get that bag back, Drake.
Listen, man. He's the perfect example of why you're not supposed to listen to them. And secondly, you can't listen. You can't be yourself. You can't. All you have to do is be in your masculinity, understand who you are as a man, and make the best decisions. Stop listening to all this other stuff. And I'll say this, and I'll end on this.
Yeah, I'm going to digress myself.
There's no bigger victim than the one who decides to play one. Period.
Wow.
And secondly, the helping hands of God is at the end of your wrist till the field.
Man, hey guys, y'all heard it from Dre, man. Thank you, Dre, man. What that New York weather look like right now? Is it cold up there or is it hot?
Man, it's colder than my heart on a Wednesday, Jack.
Hey, listen, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, man. Listen, guys, we talked about a lot of different things today, man. What do y'all think about friendship? I just ended on that note. What do you guys think about the friendships that we all encounter? Do y'all agree with me and Dre? You know, you gotta take your own hits. Do you agree with me and Dre, or do you feel like hey man, you know, we wrong? Say it, put it in the comments. We wrong, man. Y'all not right. Give me what you think we are, because to be honest, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to take too much slander in them comments. I'm going to pull a Ray J like he did yesterday. I'm coming up with that thing. You better stop playing with me. But at any rate, guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys watch this hit right here. Ray J went off on Thanksgiving. I don't think nobody else did what Ray J did. He went to jail. He went to jail and bonded out. So y'all gotta check this out right here, man. And if you're still watching, man, make sure you like, subscribe as well, man. Boss Talk 101 review.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.